Hi, Rayne. How you doing? Okay, thank you for your submission. I do want to mention that the original post here was due on Friday, but it looks like you didn't get it in till Sunday. This is significant, Rayne, because let me just jump over to the course preview so we can take a look at this while I'm describing this. But the advantage of this setup is this. Okay, so here's week one. As we can see, week one, here's our critique. That was due Friday. Now keep an eye on the due dates for critique because those change in coming weeks. They'll switch from Friday to Wednesday. It's really important to submit your work to the critique board by the specified due date. And the reason for this is so that we can provide feedback and comments for you to maybe apply to your work for your final submission, which is due on Sunday. So don't just submit straight to the final submission and don't wait till Sunday to submit your critique because that way it's too late now to apply any recommended changes to your work. Do you see what I'm saying? The nice thing about having the critique due before the final is that you kind of have a little safety net in case you forgot something or in case um, uh, you know, uh, myself or one of your peers makes a comment that specifically has to do with specifications um, and the way that you've submitted the work, including all of the requirements. Do you see what I'm saying? So by ensuring that you submit on time, you can see the benefit here because you can apply the comments to your final submission for the week. And I think that's the most beneficial way to approach the class. So always look at those critique due dates. Make sure that you submit by the due date so that you can receive feedback with ample time to apply that feedback to your final submission for the week. Okay, that's it. Please let me know if that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, please let me know because I need to describe this. It's really important. And my intent here is that you get the best grade possible. And I think this formula, submitting to critique board, receiving comments, applying those comments to your final submission, that is a fantastic way to ensure that you're nailing all of the requirements in each of these specified assignments. And we follow that formula throughout the entire class. So I just wanted to make sure that I made that specifically clear during week one. Okay, let's go ahead and jump over to your submission. Things that are fun in Detroit. Awesome, really great approach. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the work. All right, so the first one, it looks like it's kind of a logo for the Detroit Pistons. But the thing is there's no type. There's no description in this poster. Okay, so imagine you're just walking down the street in Detroit and you look in a store and you just see a poster with a logo. There's no real intent here. There's no communication other than that you're just presenting a logo for a professional basketball team. What we need to do here, and I'm going to jump right over here to the week one project one poster begin stage, and we see right here that the posters need to have a purpose, and the purpose needs to be stated specifically. For example, the posters are promotional, advertising. Um, so really, the posters should be used for promotion, for advertising, but you really need to specify what that is. Do you see what I'm saying? So it should be promotional, advertising, or informational. All right, so we need to really specify what that is. Now, this could be any of the three with the appropriate text. Do you see what I'm saying? So you need to add text to this to describe to the audience exactly what it is that you're trying to communicate to that audience, other than just this image of the logo. Okay, I also think that you could do a much more effective job defining the target audience. Now, in graphic design, target audience is imperative. It's imperative. It's imagine walking into a bar in France and ordering a beer in English. Or imagine if you're a bartender or a waiter and somebody sits down and starts speaking to you in French. You're going to go, I have no idea what they're saying. Well, that's a kind of an exaggerated example, but it's the same thing with defining your target audience. We need to define the target audience so we know the best way to communicate with that audience. Okay, so typically in a target audience, you'll want to define a demographic, the age group, the income bracket. Age group's really important, whether they're males or females, young or old, what their specific interests are. And you really want to define that as really as detailed as possible. It will tremendously help in your design approach. Okay. Okay, the second, same thing. I think this is great. I love that little hot dog and coney dogs. But again, wouldn't we need to introduce some other text like, to connect Coney dogs to Detroit, right? So how can you say so maybe Detroit Coney dogs the best in the country or something like that? Do you see what I'm saying? That would suffice. That would be a promotional, informational poster. And again, you want to really define your target audience. Okay, people who are trying to find somewhere to eat and so really good conies. Okay, but is that your true target audience? For example, I mean, people who are trying to find something to eat. Health conscious people don't eat hot dogs. Well, we know that, right? So we're looking to really define that. So you can exclude. So people excluding the health conscious who are looking for um, uh, somewhere to eat, all right, or something like that. Okay, I may have that. So can you see the difference between just saying those who are hungry and those who may not specifically be health conscious who are hungry? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how that can help? But so you really want to define that target audience again. And then in poster number 3, the problem with poster number 3 is that you're saying vinyls, the Beatles. That's it. What does that tell me? So imagine I'm in Detroit and I see this poster on a wall in a hotel or something. I see the Beatles vinyls. It doesn't tell me really anything. Okay, so what are you saying about the Beatles vinyls? Where are they available in Detroit? Are there, it sounds here like you want to promote the fact that there are plenty of vinyl stores in Detroit. So again, we could say, Detroit, Michigan, home to the best vinyl selections in the country or something like that. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, you're just really defining the intent and the purpose of the piece. It's a little bit more in a detailed fashion. Okay, I hope my comments make sense. Now, as far as moving forward, I think this is your answer, but I would, in terms of applying typography and illustrative techniques, but don't forget to add something to add more meaning to this piece, okay? My final recommendation for your sketches is to try to be a little more detailed. So in other words, you're not indicating what, if I can jump back here, and we say, okay, expectations and thoughts on sketch development. Headlines, subheads, and other large text should be hand-drawn and should clearly represent the typeface you are choosing. If you plan on using a sans serif, sketch your type in sans serif. Conversely, if you're intending on using serif, you sketch in a serif. Right here, you're sketched in a sans serif, so I'm guessing you intend on using sans serif there. So just don't forget that you have to specify by including serifs in your sketches. So okay, so again, as far as moving forward, I think this is but you're more than welcome to pursue the direction that you feel has the most potential. Be sure to apply my comments as we move forward in the project. Okay. All right. If you have any questions at all, if I can clarify anything I've mentioned in this video or in the setup of the class and the expected deliverables, etc., please let me know. I'll be glad to clarify that. All right. Thank you very much, Rayne.